let's grab our basic instructions before leaving Earth, and let's see what the Creator, Father God, has in store for us today. Alright, you'll only hear this on this video. Tomorrow, they're starting protests downtown here in Marion. And 9 chances out of 10, I think we'll be okay. Because I'm going to trust on the Lord to take care of us. Let's get busy and let's start reading Ezekiel 15. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is the vine tree more than any tree, or than a branch which is among the trees of the forest? Would be taken thereof to do any work, or will man take a pin of it to hang any vessel thereon? Behold, it is cast into the fire for fuel. The fire devoureth both the ends of it, and the midst of it is burnt. It is meant for many work. Behold, when it was whole, it was meant for no work. How much less shall it be meant yet for any work? When the fire hath devoured it, it is burned. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, as the vine tree among the trees of the forest, which I have given to the fire for fuel, so will I give the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and I will set my face against them. They shall go out from one fire, and to another fire shall devour them, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, when I set my face against them. I will make the land desolate, because they have committed a trespass, saith the Lord God. Let's look at Ezekiel 16. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations, and say, Thus saith the Lord God of Jerusalem, They birth and have nativity. It is of the land of Canaan. Thy father's was an Amorite, and thy mother's a Hittite. And as for thy nativity, in the day thou wast born, thy navel was not cut. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this part. I think this is the part that that's very interesting about Jerusalem. I'm going to take my sandals off, okay? Alright, here we go. Number 4. And as for thy nativity, in the day that thou wast born, thy navel was not cut, neither wast thou washed in water to supply thee. Thou wast not salted at all, nor saddled at all, or swaddled at all, None eyes pity thee, to do any of these, to have compassion upon thee, but thou wast cast out in the open field to the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou wast born. So just think about this. A child that is born, and they're just thrown outside, they wasn't even washed, the blood all over you, and your umbilical cord is still attached. That's sad. And when I passed by thee, I saw thee polluted in thy own blood. I said unto thee, Thou wast in thy blood. Live, yea, I said unto thee, that thou wast in thy blood. Live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou wast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thy hair is grown, whereas thou hast naked and bare. Now when I passed by thee, I looked upon thee, and behold, thy time was a time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee, and I covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swore unto thee, and I entered into a covenant with thee, saith the Lord God, and thou became mine. Then washed I thee with water, yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. I clothed thee also with bordered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ointment, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and chains on thy neck, and I put jewels on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head. Thou wast decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen, and silk, and bordered work. Thou didst eat fine flour, and honey, and oil, and thou wast exceedingly beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through the comeliness which I had put upon thee, saith the Lord God. But thou didst trust in thy own beauty, and playest the harlot because of thy renown, and out for fornication on every one that passes by. His it was, there we go. And by the garment thou didst take, and deckest thy high place with divers colors, and playest the harlot thereupon. The like thing shall not come, neither shall it be so, that thou hast also taken thy fair jewels of my gold and of my silver, which I have given thee, and madest to thyself images of men, and didst commit whoredom with them, and tookest thy borders, garments, and coverest them, and thou hast set thy oil and my incense before them. My meat also, which I gave thee, fine flour, and oil, and honey, wherewith I fed thee, thou hast even set it before them for a sweet savour, and thus it was, saith the Lord God. Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and those hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured. Is this of the whoredom a small matter, that thou hast slain my children, and delivered them into cause them to pass through the fire for them? And in all thy abominations, and all thy whoredom, thou hast remembered the days of thy youth, when thou wast naked and bare, and wast polluted in thy blood. And it came to pass after all thy wickedness, woe, woe unto thee, saith the Lord God, that thou also built unto thee an eminent place, and hast made thee a high place in every street. Thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way, and hast made the beauty to be honored, and hast opened thy feet to every one that passes by, multitude by thy whoredom. Thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians thy neighbor, great of the flesh, and hast increased thy whoredom to provoke me to anger. Behold, therefore, I have stretched out my hand over thee, and I have diminished thine ordinary food, and delivered thee into the the will of them that hate thee, the daughters of the Philistines, which are ashamed of thy lawdy way. Thou hast played the whore also with the Assyrians, because thou wast unstable. Yea, thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied. Thou hast moreover multitude thy fornication in the land of Canaan, and to Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied herewith. How weak is thy heart, saith the Lord God, seeing thou doest all these things, the work of an empress whorish woman, in that thou buildest thine intimate place in the head of every way, and makest thine high place in every street, and hast not been as a harlot, in that thou scornest hire, but as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband. They gave gift to all whores, but thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers, and hirest them, that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom. And the country is in thee from other mothers in thy whoredom, whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredom, and in that thou givest a reward, and no reward is given unto thee. Therefore thou art contrary. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord God, because of thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredom with thy lovers, and with all the idols of thy abomination, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them. Behold, therefore, I will gather all thy lovers, with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast hated. I will even gather them around about against thee, and I will discover thy nakedness unto them, that they may see all thy nakedness. And I will judge thee as women that breaketh wedlock, and shed blood for judged. And I will give thee blood in fury and jealousy, and I will also give thee into their hand, and they shall throw down thy intimate place, and shall break down thy high places. They shall strip thee also of thy clothes, and shall take thy fair jewels, and leave thee naked and bare. They shall also bring up a company against thee, and they shall stone thee with stones, and thrust thee through with their swords. And they shall burn thy houses with fire, and execute judgment upon thee in the sight of many women. And I will cause thee to cease from playing the harlot, and thou also shalt give no hire any more. So I will make a fury towards thee to rest, and my jealousy shall depart from thee, and I will be quiet, and I will be no more angry. Because thou hast not remembered the days of thy youth, but hast flattered me in all those things, behold, therefore, I also will recompense the way upon thy head, saith Lord God, and thou shalt not commit this lawlessness above all thine abomination. Behold, every one that useth proverb shall use this proverb against thee, saying, As is the mother, so is the daughter. Thou art thy mother's daughter. Thou loathes her husband and her children, and thou art the sister of thy sister. which loveth her husband and their children. Your mother was a Hittite, and your father an Amorite, and thine elder sister is a Samaritan. She and her daughters that dwell at the left hand, at thy left hand, and thy younger sister that dwelleth at thy right hand is Sodom and her daughters. Yet hast thou not walked after their ways, nor done after their abomination, but as if that were a very little thing, thou hast corrupted more than they in all thy ways. Wow. As I live, saith the Lord God, Sodom, thy sister, hath not done, she nor her daughters, as thou hast done, thy and thy daughters. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom's pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and the needy. And they were hastily and committed abomination before me. Therefore I took them away as I saw good. Neither has Samaria committed half of thy sins, but thou hast multiplied thine abomination more than they, and hast justified thy sister in all thy abominations which thou hast done. Thou also, which hath judged thy sister, bear thy own shame for thy sins, that thou hast committed more abomination than they. They are more righteous than thou. Yea, be thou confound also, and bear thy shame, in that thou hast justified thy sister. When I shall bring again their captivity, the captivity of Sodom and her daughters, and the captivity of Samaria and her daughters, then will I bring again the captivity in the midst of them, that thou mayest bear thy own shame, and mayest be confounded in all that thou hast done, and that thou art a comfort unto them. When thy sister Sodom and her daughter shall return to their former estate, and Samaria and her daughter shall return to their former estate, then thy and thy daughters shall return to your former estate. For thy sister Sodom was not mentioned by my mouth in the days of thy pride, before thy wickedness was discovered, as at the time of thy reproach of the daughters of Syria, and all that are around about her, the daughters of the Philistines, which despise thee around about. Thou hast borne thy lawlessness and thine abomination, saith the Lord. For thus saith the Lord God, I will even deal with thee as thou hast done, which hast despised the oath in breaking the covenant. Nevertheless, I will remember thy covenant with thee in the days of thy youth, and I will establish unto thee an everlasting covenant. Then thou shalt remember thy ways and be ashamed, when thou shalt receive thy sister, thine elder and thy younger, and I will give them unto thee for daughters, but not by thy covenant. And I will establish my covenant with thee, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. That thou mayest remember and be confounded, and never open thy mouth any more because of thy shame. When I am pacific, I'm not sure, towards thee, for all that thou hast done, saith the Lord. All right. If I was Jerusalem, and God found me that way, I believe I would try my best to walk the straight and narrow for him. I don't care what kind of person you know. I mean, if somebody loved me enough to wash all the blood off and put clothes on me and take care of me, unless they abuse me, I'd have done my best to be right with them. Alright, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hugs and kisses. How to donate to PayPal. You mash on Poor Man's Sewing, and then you come up here and you look for About, and you mash on About, and right here you hit on Donate to Poor Man's Sewing. It's people like you that help me out, and it is really appreciated. And I hope you many blessings in this hard times that we are fixing to go through. A lot of hugs and kisses to you.